The ticket to freedom, but it's not something everyone is afforded.
And some in the metro find themselves stuck, driving unlicensed out of necessity.
Tonight, our very own Megan Abundis is taking this topic 360 as community leaders search for answers.
If you've been behind the wheel just a few times.
A complete stop. Hold on. Stop. There we go.
Or for years, stepping into the driver's seat is a risk we take each and every day. But for some who drove unlicensed, like Yulisa Ariola Campos.
I ended up teaching myself how to drive, and I kind of figured, like, you know what, like, I want to do things the right way and get that before. I already had issues. I already had tickets. I already was like, you know, starting off bad.
It's proving to be more than just a choice. We'll go 360 on unlicensed drivers and what community leaders call
the silent crisis of illegal driving.
We talked with a Metro Police chief whose department encounters unlicensed drivers every day, a municipal judge who sees the illegal driving fines stack up, the many reasons new and experienced drivers drive illegally, police officers who are teaching teens to drive for free, and a program who helps get drivers on the right side of the law. Kansas City, Kansas Chief of Police Carl Oakman knows the unlicensed drivers are out there.
It is dangerous because it puts innocent people at risk every day. We have a significant number.
Last year, Wyandotte County ticketed 2,800 drivers for driving without a valid license. In 1 year, Kansas City, Missouri ticketed 6,500 drivers.
It's very dangerous because you don't know the rules of the road. We've seen fatalities. We've had quite a bit of fatalities here in KCK last year and this year.
In recent years, nearly half of those ticketed were drivers under 25 years old.
We'll catch people in their early 20s who's never had a driver's license and have been driving since they were 14 or 15. Some of it's financial.
Those reasons can vary, from access to learning how to drive to keeping and paying for valid documentation, insurance, and tags. The chief acknowledged once you get a ticket, the process is hard to navigate.
We've already reached out to some judges explaining really how difficult it is for someone to go through that process. So hopefully we can start changing some things.
One of those judges who wants to see change is Martina Peterson.
Individuals who cannot afford to drive legally or are getting tickets and don't know what to do with them, think they're doing the right thing and pay for it and end up getting their licenses suspended.
She's working to address issues on the court side and look at preventative education.
By the time they realize their license is suspended, they got to make a choice of either driving illegally so they can go to work and keep their job, keep their home, and keep their family in place, or they cannot drive, and then they are going to have to deal with the consequences financially of how to support themselves because they didn't plan for this.
Teresa Kirk was one of those drivers.
I did take that risk. I drove illegally with a suspended license and expired plates. Eventually, I was pulled over again. My fines were added up.
A ticket, a tow, a warrant later.
We're not criminals, we're just poor.
Chloe Cooper estimates tens of thousands of people in the metro drive unlicensed, not because they don't care, but because of costly fines.
Not too long ago, I was driving illegally. I was a newly single mom. I had just left a severely abusive relationship.
She needed help and said it wasn't there, so she created it for others. The first of its kind, Project Greenlight helps people in Jackson and Wyandotte County get on the right side of the law by navigating courts and paying fines for those that qualify.
Paying for fees associated with car registrations, license plate renewals, insurance, driver's license reinstatement fees, minor car repairs, car inspections.
Since its launch in March, more than 500 people have submitted an application for help. For our youngest drivers,
Go straight back. Stop.
it's no different.
So what you're going to do is turn your wheel all the way to me.
Matt Tomasic with the KCK Police Athletic League asked 500 urban core teens if they drove legally.
40% of the kids we surveyed were driving currently without a license. They were driving to the store, they were driving to work, they were taking their siblings to school.
Kansas Public Schools driver's ed was removed in the 1990s. Now, if you want your permit and license, driver's ed classes range from $450 to $750. Tomasic said their program is the first in the country where officers teach kids how to drive for free.
Oh my God, what are we going to do? There's a cop. You're next to a cop, silly.
Hours and hours spent in the classroom and on the roads, learning about maintenance, taxes, and registration. Chief Oakman says judges are interested in issuing the PALS driver's ed in lieu of paying fines. Yulisa Areola Campos went through the program after getting an unlicensed ticket.
I was taking my little sister to go get her medicine because she ended up getting sick, and I was driving down Minnesota, and I ended up getting a ticket.
Tomasic said good driving habits and the importance of positive role models will improve quality of life.
This is a program that's fundamentally changing the direction of these kids' lives.
With help and education, many hope to leave unlicensed driving in the rearview mirror. Megan Abundis, KSHB 41 News.